What was will be, what is will be no more.
That's my authentic self. My authentic self is to say, you're a sinner.
Yeah.
My logic is undeniable.
I gotta be myself, Greg.
I'm going to teach you a little something about jazz hands.
We don't want to use preferred pronouns with other people, okay, especially if they don't match their gender.
Welcome back to the channel, my fellow nihilist. I was surfing through Frank Turek's videos looking for the highest view count, and wow, 1 million views for a video that's titled, How Do I Respond If I'm Asked to State My Pronouns? I haven't watched the video yet. It's only 4 minutes long, and I'm hesitant to make a prediction because Frank gives terrible advice. I just watched the video and my head is spinning. These guys are brilliant geniuses with a diabolical plan. This isn't about the who, what, where, whens, and whys. It's all about the how to dismiss somebody by turning it back on them and playing the victim. Roll the tape.
When people ask you for your preferred pronouns, don't give the pronouns that match your sex, because you're then saying these are the pronouns I prefer. I just happen to be cisgendered, you know, so I prefer he and him because I'm a male. But now you're playing into the narrative.
Sure.
Instead respond, I don't have a preferred pronoun. I have a sex. I'm male, for example, or female.
So that's what things would be like if I'd invented the thing longer.
Pronoun.
And that's a way to kind of state that. And now you're kind of taking a stand. You're planting a flag a little bit.
Think about what this idiot just said for a second. She wants us to check the wrong box on forms as if it's chucking a monkey wrench in the system. And then the next time she visits the doctor, they keep calling her ma'am. And then she realizes that her bright idea just backfired in her face.
But they've asked you for what your view is, and
I'm not sure that's how all that works, but if you say so, then fine.
that's their ethic. Their ethic is we should let people be themselves. And so you're saying, okay, I'm myself.
Except you, Mr. Christian, you can't be
yourself. That's right. Well, that's the way it plays out. It's a one-way street.
Right.
But here's how I'm going to play that out in a conversation situation. I'm going to say that I'm going to ask, do you think the pushback is we don't want to use preferred pronouns with other people, okay, especially if they don't match their gender.
Oh, a man can dream, though.
Here, I'm going to find you a picture and you tell me this person's pronouns.
All right. Or if they don't match any gender, match their sex or any sex. That's all crazy stuff. Gender's flexible. No, it's not. Your imagination is flexible. Mm-hmm. Gender's not flexible.
I don't get how being a rigid, narrow-minded, unimaginative bigot is supposed to be a good thing. And I'm glad I'm not so limited.
You don't get assigned. You don't assign, pardon the reference here, no doctor assigns a penis or a vagina. That's part of the basic equipment.
But when she got her dress, it was a big old mess. Sheena was a man.
Penis or a vagina. That's part of the basic equipment. Okay.
You must be sure that your girl is pure.
Historically, men have wore high heels, powdered wigs, makeup, and dresses.
I think she likes you.
We're getting pushed to go along with a narrative that is against our views, but it isn't just against our views. It's against the structure of reality.
I'm going to teach you a little something about jazz hands. Now don't stop till it's as natural as breathing.
Remember why we're here on Fantasy Island, and someone asked these ladies who checked the wrong box on purpose their pronouns, and during their existential crisis, their advice is to have a conniption fit and tell everyone to follow the script ahead.
It's foolishness, and it's not good for the people who are pursuing this individually, gender dysphoric people.
So I threw a mouth. I don't fool around with no Oscar Mayer wiener.
And why isn't it good for them, Mrs. Expert? Could it have something to do with your denying them health care and telling them they're disgusting because your all-loving guy can't stand them either?
And so, but why do we have to do that? Because we have to be nice.
Nobody's saying you have to be nice. You're just an ignorant asshole who's insecure.
I have a police car on their way with blankets and cocoa.
We have to, people should be authentic. You do you is their idea.
I hear that a lot. You do you sounds a lot like go fuck yourself.
Yeah, so if this is what they believe about themselves, we need to support what they...
An interrupting cow who?
Well, my authentic self,
to be
Greg,
their authentic self. Okay.
My authentic self is
What a terrific audience.
to not say what my pronouns are.
Okay.
Who thought a good little girl like you could destroy my beautiful wickedness? Ah, the
I really wish I could live in Francine's delusion, where everyone can be identified by a glance or the cadence of their voice. Where does their moral book called the Bible say it's okay to be ignorant and terrible to people?
Every blessed word of it, from Genesis on down to Revelations.
My authentic self is to tell you, you can see I'm a man.
Yeah.
It's not about you, dum-dum. It's about the other person in the room.
Yeah.
So why can't, that's my authentic self. My authentic self is to say, you're a sinner.
Yeah, yeah.
My logic is undeniable.
I got to be myself, Greg.
People are looking for answers, and Big Dan sells the only book that's got them.
My authentic self is to tell you, you can see I'm a man.
Yeah.
So why can't, that's my authentic self. My authentic self is to say, you're a sinner.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to be myself, Greg.
Okay, so now you're making the proper point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Finally, we're getting to the point. Let's review what's happened so far. If someone asks you on a form what your pronouns are, you lie. If asked in a conversational situation, you tell them that you don't have any because they're so obvious. And Frank's authentic self is calling people sinners and playing the Christian persecution card, saying, what about me?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not tactically shrewd.
Uh-huh.
Because now you're making a statement
Right.
that is liable to get a gainsay response.
Who's your friend who likes to play?
Somebody's going to disagree, and then bang, bang, bang,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
both
yeah.
disagreeing.
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing. You know what that is, right?
So if we use the tactical approach,
You're asking what
our
question?
street smart, we're going to use questions that employ what you just said.
Oh no, not tactical questions that employ Francis's Bible thumping. Whatever are we to do?
Who's your friend who likes to play?
Bing, bing, bong, bong, bing, bing, bing.
That's the understanding we have. So I'm going to say to somebody in this situation, so do you think people ought to be authentic to their own views? Of course we do. That's why I'm in favor of supporting these people who are trying to be authentic to themselves. Okay.
Instead of talking about pronouns, this idiot's playing chess with himself and declaring the white pieces win because they move first. If we follow her script, this game is over before it even begins.
Drunk old, perverted, incestuous, fornicating, perverted pedophiles might fall down them stairs and break your neck.
Okay. So I have another question for you, if you don't mind. And that is, when a Christian says one thing, but he does another.
I'm so lost. Are you still asking questions to the person who asked you about your pronouns?
He says he believes this. This is his conviction, but he lives a totally different way.
You hypocrite.
It's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a hypocrite. Is being a hypocrite wrong? Yes, it is.
Wow, here's the game plan. When pronouns come up in a conversational situation, you ask a question, ignore their response, ask a second question that was definitely a statement where she called a Christian a hypocrite and Francine agreed with the question. Like, do these fucking people not know what a question is?
So I have another question for you, if you don't mind, and that is, when a Christian says one thing, but he does another. He says he believes this. This is his conviction, but he lives a totally different way.
You hypocrite.
It's a hypocrite.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's a hypocrite. Is being a hypocrite wrong? Yes, it is.
And here we go.
Now notice, I'm setting this up. You know where I'm going,
Yeah,
Frank, and
yeah.
so do the viewers.
Yeah.
I'm setting him up. He's putting all this stuff on the table. He's not going to be able to take it back because he put it there in response to my questions.
He would make outrageous claims like he invented the question mark.
And then I said, okay, now, final question. Why are you asking me or demanding, pressuring me to be inauthentic to my own convictions?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! You can't sweat my fiancé.
And essentially asking me to be a hypocrite. Okay.
Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience.
He said the thing.
It'll never cease to amaze me the depths of depravity these bigots will go to outcast their own in-group and make up enemies everywhere. How dare someone ask people how they want to be addressed in a conversation? I'm almost positive that in this video, Francine laughs like a girl.
That's my authentic self. My authentic self is to say, you're a sinner.
Yeah.
I got to be myself, Greg.
Okay, now what happens now? The ball just went in his court, and it's his turn. Pressure's off me. It was all questions. But I was able to make the point with questions. Now he's got to respond.
Know your place. Keep your place. Be a shooter.
I probably should have said this from the beginning, but this source video is unedited and played in its entirety. Over 1 million views, and Greg Gina went from his script to pretending this was an actual conversation, and boy, did she show them. The ball's in my court now, and it's finally my turn to respond, but somehow it's all already out there on the table.
Command me, Lord.
On a mountain of skulls in the castle of pain, I sat on a throne of blood.